Hello there folks, this is lesson 27 and the journey today is about half a mile from where we were yesterday on the church at Morston. This is a place called Morston Quay and it's an estuary here. The couple of boats there, this is the seal boat and that's a small boat which goes there. This is like an estuary and it goes out. This comes into the low tide. This comes out and then it goes behind there and goes right out to called Blakeney Point. And what this boat does, it carries about 36 people, and it's called a seal boat, because way out on the estuary there is about 800 seals, and the parties all the time to go and look at them. It's real fascinating, well worth the trip if you're coming up this way. But our colours today are the usual suspects: the raw sienna or ochre, the ultramarine and burnt umber, and a wheat mix of alizarin and crimson. I've done mine already, so I'll just show you what we've got. They're there, ready, so I'm all ready to go. So there's your colours. I'll move that now. There's your sketch. I'll move the sketch as well. That's that out of the way. This is what we're left with. Right, away we go. Let's get some painting done. Clean water. Lighten the dust somewhere in the sky. Not all over, just randomly. Not some dry bits and some wet bits. So we get some hard edges and some soft edges, which is nice. The light today is coming from the right, over here like that. That's some clean water. Let's have some sunshine. This is the sienna. Right, let's pop a touch of blue sky in now. I want to leave some white on this one if I can remember. And as I come down to the horizon, I want to pop in some that pink, that weak pink alizarin and crimson. Let's get that into the horizon here. Mind the boat. Mind the boat, folks. It's important we mind the boat. Link that into there. Shouldn't be touching too long a job this today, because it's not like the church when there's lots of fiddly bits. This is just enjoying yourself. I thought you'd like a nice easy one today. So this is it. Nice and easy. Light from the right, don't forget. Let's get some shadows on this side. Right, and I think I might have a touch of pink in this sky up here as well. Got a change. So it's a pinky bluey sky. And when they mix together they make a nice purpley colour, have you noticed? Right, when you think it's so pretty and that, right, from this corner, the weight of the picture is where the two boats are, so this corner, I'm going to put a balancing cloud in there. This'll bring things to light. There, look, that's a nice cloud. Take it across here. Roll it in. Close the top down a bit, won't it? Whoops. It's on to run now, don't want that. And of course as the clouds get smaller in the distance, they get flatter, don't they? Because of the depth. No, I'm fiddling now, so stop. That'll do for the sky. You know I don't like white, and it spoils the picture. Let's see what we can do with this white, shall we? Right, these are sort of banks of sand and things like that. So I want to put some of that in first, just to get rid of, block some of this in. This is the undercoat, folks. Don't worry about it. It's nothing special. Just get rid of that whiteness. Straight in. There we go. Same with this side as well. Now, what I want to do next is put in some, like a distant landscape. This oak across here is about a mile away. There's this little strip there, and it goes across there. So let's just pop that in. Use that the blue what you've got, whatever blue you're using, and a touch of that pinky stuff into it. And we should be able to get a sort of a distant look on that. See how we go in. Just a touch. Right, we can pop this in across here like this. Across here. That immediately pushes this that distant landscape back by the tone of it. Just there. A touch, just at the touch there, perhaps you might see it. Right, that'll do. I don't no robins or anything like that. It's just a distant headland. That's sort of about a mile away, and it comes forward as we come forward. On this now, I can start and put a touch of greens into it. So let's have a touch of green. And I don't want a too rich a green to start with, so I'm going to use that sunshine colour, that raw sienna, and a touch of ultramarine with it. That's that blue we've been using. That should give me a sort of a miserable green, if you like. Not too strong. Let's see what that gives us. A bit more of that. Just a nice thin strip along here. That's bringing that strip towards us, you see. Not there because it's a gap. None there. Right, we can start adding a bit more colour into this now, into this green. So I'm using some cadmium yellow now. Cadmium yellow into there. Add that and a touch more of that Windsor Blue red shade, I think, this time. That'll give me a nice richer green. So what we've got. That's better. You see, the colour's changed. So we've got a different pattern of colour. This comes like this, and it doesn't come right down because this is sand down here, or where it's constantly, the tide is constantly coming in and going out again, so it washes it away. So we get this sort of thing. And the grasses on the bank, they wash over and sort of flip and give it a loose edge like that. That gives us some perspective because it takes us into the painting as well. Similar effect this side as well. Keep off these because this is sort of sand. So this grass comes down here like this. Do this one as well. Hangs over. And then as the grass gets closer to it, of course, the colour gets richer. So we're going to make some richer green this time. This is more cadmium yellow. And some more of that Windsor Blue red shade. Give me a richer green. So look what we've got there. That's probably better. Right, so this is going to go in here, see? Right, across there, and it's going to dip down here. I say it washes in and out twice a day, isn't it, you know, on the tide. Of course, these boats at low tide, they're waiting for the tide to come in, and it comes in quickly here. So it doesn't take long before it's washed in, and then people get on this boat here and go and see the seals. Good trip. Right, let's warm this green up a bit more because this is a bit closer. More cadmium yellow into it. Let's keep it warm and bring this forward even further. That's it, that's rich, you see. Hang it over the edge there, which keeps washing away. Get some tufty bits on there. Right, that'll do for that bit now. I'll put these poles in now. I think that's we're doing well today, folks. This is going quite quickly. Let's get a rigger. That'll do. There's a rigger. And I'll paint these with the colour of the sunshine colour. That's the raw sienna. Let's pop them in, shall we? This one first, because I'm right-handed. touch more in there. And this one here. They're not B&Q, they're quite rustic, these poles. So if you get a squiggly line, it's ideal, because it's rustic. Get away with murder on this you can. Right, there's a little titchy one here, side of it. There, let's take that down a bit there. Bring it in front. And I think while I've got it, I think I'll put some dark on the shadow side of there, just to sort of give it a bit of a three-dimensional look. See how we go on that side. Same with this one as well. And this one. So you can see that they've got a more three-dimensional look as opposed to just a flat pole. Right, let's have a look at this. I think we'll have a look at this. I wonder where to get rid of the water first. Or, yeah, I think I'll get rid of the water first. Let's get rid of this white. It always bothers me, a load of white like that in the foreground. Let's get rid of it. So what's in the sky is in the water, isn't it? So we're going to get a similar colour. Right. Let's have a look what we've got. Shall we go? There's a touch there of that boat. And the water goes into these little pieces here. I'll take a touch of that out there. So living by the coast, there's some activity out there today with somebody doing acrobatics over the sea. I wish he'd do it on a different day, but that's life, isn't it? He's not locked down, is he? I'm trying to keep some of that. This boat is white, you see, so I'm going to try and keep some of that colour, the white colour, retain it instead of painting the sea on it. But we'll see how we go. Down here. Looks better when you get rid of some of the white, doesn't it? A bit darker at the front. That'll bring it towards us. Add a bit more of the brown into it. That'll bring it forward for us. Just here. I don't like that white. I'll stick some colour across it. I'll sort that out later. Right, let's have a look at these boats now. I mean, there's got to be some work done on these banks here, of course, but I'll get these boats out of the way, and then we can see where we're going. This let's see, first thing to do. This is a white boat. This one, and it's called the Four Sisters. Actually, it's you might not believe this, but I did a series on Radio Norfolk, on the Norfolk, painting on the radio it was called. You know, you might think I'm crackers, but we were painting on the radio. I mean, when I think about it, that Archie Andrews, he was a ventriloquist, and with Peter Brook on the radio, and they used to have a ventriloquist on the radio, so I'm sure I'm all right. But it's called the Four Sisters anyway, and the reason I'm saying this is because when we were doing this painting with Radio Norfolk, we took it round the county, and it was in a place called Fakenham. There's a department store there, and I was painting in the department store, and I was painting a picture similar to this. And this young lady came up to me and says, "Oh, you're painting my dad's boat." And I thought, oh, that's interesting. See, just the gunnel, by the way, on the top, it's red. And she told me the story. There's four sisters, and the dad called it the Four Sisters, the boat. And she was an assistant at this department store. Quite interesting. And of course she told me all about it, and she even told me the name of the little boat at the side of it. That's called the Parmesan. I think that's how they pronounce it. But and this big boat here takes 36 people a time out to see the seals. They're waiting for the tide now, you see, you can see that, because it's low tide. And it's always very popular, always full. And I said that these seals, they're there and they never move. There's about 800 of them, maybe more than that now, because they're so happy there that they're multiplying. And of course, when the boat comes out there, the seals, oh, they're here again. They lay on the side and flop the fifth flippers, whatever they do, just to keep the crowds happy. They're very curious things. They come swinging right over to the side of the boat, and very curious they are. Well worth the trip. And it's not expensive either. So this, as I say, it's about half a mile from that Morston church we painted, well, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. But it's all, I know this area very well, because it's my happy hunting ground with paint and that. I just love it. I never run out of subjects. It's just, I can paint till the cows come home. We don't get many cows up here, but when they do come. But that, you see, what you get here also is just a touch. You get a suggestion of reflection in the water, won't you? From this boat. Now the boat itself is white. It's got like a tar thing at the bottom here. But before I do that, I'll put some. It's not pristine. It's not new. So I'll put a touch of water into this here at the bottom. We'll stick a bit of mud in there, shall we? That'll make it look more realistic, if you like. Just get a touch of mud there. This is just any dark colour you've got, and just drop it into here. It makes it more realistic. It's not too clean. If it's clean, look, it looks a bit crazy. Soften that edge. And then when that dries a bit there, I shall paint in that black thing there. But I've got to wait for that to dry. What you can do is, if you get a clean brush like this, well, with water on, and just where this shape of the boat is, you can get a rough brush. You can lift out some of the sea colour, as though it's reflecting in the water there. See, that's just sort of, it's like we've just lifted the colour, because it's fresh colour. We haven't been there long, have we? A little bit of fresh colour on there on that. And it's given us a touch of reflection. That's another little tip for you. Put it in your portfolio. Impress your neighbours. Right, now paint this little one. This is called the Parmesan, this little boat. And it's what can I call it? Mahogany colour. A mahogany colour, but it's got a blue gunnel on the top. This is that bit at the top. So we'll put a blue gunnel in for a start. Let's pop that in. Nice and steady. The reason, so you can see why I need to dry it, can't you? Because if I start painting there straight away, it'll be running all over the Four Sisters boat. Yeah, that series we did on Radio Norfolk, it was fantastic. It was so popular. I think 1,800 people rang in for an action pack, you know. And we took it all over Norfolk, and they came and showed us their works and their efforts and that. It was really a really good session. I did it for about a month. Remember it well. In fact, it was quite funny because you think, well, how are they going to prove the painting? But what we did, we were in this recording studio. And I don't know if you know, but a recording studio on the radio, there isn't room to swing a cat round, not even a small cat. Don't think we're damaging cats, by the way, with the RSPC or something. It's a figure of speech. And there was myself painting. There was a lad called Gary, who organised it all. He was painting. There was a girl off the station. She was painting. That's three of us. And then the presenter, what was Stephen Bumprey, I call him. And in addition to this, there's a reporter from the local paper with a cameraman. Well, as I say, you hadn't room to swing the brush. Don't mind a cat. But we had a lot of fun. That's the main thing. I had some fun. So that's our blue gunnel on that, and of course that will show, won't it? Just a suggestion. Don't go mad. On there, in the water. And I haven't lifted any blue out there because the colour of the boat is mahogany colour. Now, burnt sienna is a nice colour for mahogany. So we can paint that now, folks. I think I should dry that. I think I don't want to run into that blue. See, if I hadn't dried that, that would have run into it. So I've used the hairdryer because I'm impatient. You can do it leisurely and just wait for it to dry. Go and have a cup of tea or something while it's drying. I'll tell you when I finish this one. It's a beautiful sunny day. I'm going to sit outside with a glass of red wine and enjoy the beautiful day. Comes. While this is still wet, I'm going to just put a touch of this colour up in the sky here. Just a touch of that in there to make it look a bit used, instead of just a pristine mahogany colour. That's better. But of course you're going to get some of this mahogany colour, a reflection in the water, aren't you? So let's just suggest a reflection. A nice little subject, this. You'll enjoy this one because there's not any lot of close detail. It's all sort of nice and easy and free. There, look at that. That's reflecting in there. The white one's reflecting in that. Oh, it's got a long mast on there, hasn't it? Better put that in. Right, let me see if I can get me a credit card on this. Oh, that'd be nice. Make a nice long one. That's it. Yes. So right, let's get a brush and get some paint on that, and let's put a proper mast in there. I think a nice dark mast against that light sky would be better. Off we go. So there we go. Oh, look at that. Now, you can't paint it that straight, I'm telling you. So take that little tip there, and just that, it gives you a nice straight crisp line it has, which is just what I wanted. And of course when you start messing about like that, don't forget it's going to sort of let's suggest this sort of thing. There we've got a bit of mass there, just showing you that. Right, and I said the bottom of that boat is dark, isn't it? This has got like, they put tar on it, because it takes some stick, that front end, just here. So you can buy tickets to get on this, either in Morston itself, or if you go to Blakeney Point, or Blakeney, you can buy tickets there, and this is called Blakeney Point, so and it sails from there, and it all depends on the tide times. So it sails at high tide, and it's time to go right out to the edge and take its time, and see the seals. The seals look forward to it. But don't forget the shadow, will you? Or reflection, I should say. Shadow, I'm going crackers. In the water. So you can see that reflection in the water there. Right, stop messing about now. Let's get these banks sorted out. We need to sort them out because these banks are lovely. I'll mix a bit of colour for these banks. Let's have a look. I want to mix some burnt umber. That's that stuff we use in the sky. Just your burnt umber on there. Let's see how we go with this and wash some of this in. This is clean. It's nearly water, this, so I'm going to start popping in some liquid into it. Of course, as I get close to here, the colour gets stronger, doesn't it? Under those grassy banks there. Down to the water's edge. Some more of that stuff. That's the burnt umber. Water into that. Because this one's a bit paler because it's further back. Under the grasses. Paler there. It's going further back, isn't it? Paler still. Just that little bit there. I'll put some of that bluey stuff in there, like that. This will darken this foreground here, won't it? With some touches of shadow under there. The light's from the right, isn't it? Flick it onto there. Right, leave that side for a bit, and then we'll do the other side, shall we? Mix myself some more stuff. See, just burnt on, but that's all. I'm varying it by the stuff at the back. I've got more water in to make it a paler colour, that's all. So let's have this in here. Bit stronger here. There's a buoy just here. I can go over it and just put it in after. That's easier. Says messing about, isn't it? Down to that point there. Oh, we're getting there. I'll have some of this bluish stuff in there because that'll bring this forward here. Lovely. Down here as well. It's a quickie, this one, which is nice for a change. Let's see if I can do a detailed one next. I don't know. I'll have a look at it and see what's what. Right, near the edge of this mud and that, when it hits the water, we're going to get a really juicy dark there as well. So I'll put some of that in. This is the same colour, the burnt umber, and some of that ultramarine, and it's dark. I want it to be dark as well, so it's got to be a dark mix. That's it. Mix it together. So we're going to get some light sort of this sort of stuff near the edge of it, like that. Some down here. Get across there. This gives a little bit of detail to it. Reflection into the water. And I think the next thing we should do is put some shadows in. Well, before that, let's get an indication of ripples on the water. That might be useful. We can do that. So it's not just this sort of stuff, you know. I keep making a mistake here, not mixing enough. I must be slipping. Still, not to worry. So mix a touch more, can't we? It'd be nice to get a nice blue strip across that reflection, won't it? Just there. So it's not too prominent. That's better. Kiddle it up a bit, that. Not too obvious, is it? Right. What's next? We want a bit of a dark inside the boat here. That's dark in there, isn't it? Because nobody's sat in here yet, you see, they're waiting for the tide. But in a minute, I'm going to put some people queuing. How's that? You'll enjoy that. We'll have some people that's queuing for the boat, which is nice. Right, so the light's coming from the right, isn't it? So we're going to put some shadows in as well. So I need to put some shadows in. I'll do that next before before we do some figures. It makes a bit more colour. Test it on your paper, don't forget. A bit too strong that. A bit more water in there. That's alright, that'll do. Right, now for a start, the light's from the right, so this boat here is going to be in shade. That part of the boat is going to be in shade, isn't it? And this part of the boat is going to be in shade as well. So let's pop them in first, shall we? We'll pop that in first. That's in shade. Just there. And of course it's also in shade on the reflection, isn't it, as well? So don't forget that. Because it reflects the shadow as well, you see. Right, this nice white here is going to be in shade. Just there. And of course, the reflection will be in shade, won't it? Don't it here? All these little bits help to make your painting much more realistic. Okay? Right, that little boat will also cast a shadow against the big boat here, look, like this. Just a small one, just here, like that. Which just, the sun's catching there, it's going to catch that shadow there. And this boat here is going to cast a shadow on the shore there, isn't it? That's going to cast a shadow down here. Right, and then I'm going to put this before I forget, I'm going to put this buoy in. It's a buoy, it's not a B-O-Y, it's a B-O-U-Y. How about that? Oh, we'll have an orange one, shall we? A nice orange, that'd be nice. This is the cadmium red and some cadmium yellow into it. That'll give me a nice orangey colour. Should make a nice colour, that. Because you do see on this colour. Right, let's have a look what we've got here. How's that? I'll put a bit more red into this side here. That's a nice balloon shape, that. Of course, it'll also, on this side it'll be in shade, won't it? So we better put some shade on that there, like that, see? Make it look round, and it'll also cast a shadow on this floor here, won't it? Like that. But we're thinking about everything here, folks. We're not missing a trick. It's gone a bit dark. Let's have a put a bit more colour onto it, just to brighten it up a little bit. That'll do. we doing next? That's that. Well, I know what we'll do. We haven't done this before, and I wanted to show you this because it is useful to you. It's a useful tip and an easy thing which will help you. When you're doing tying a boat up, this boat here, let's say this boat here, look at this, and if you don't tie them up, they're going to float away, aren't they? So we've got to tie that to that buoy and this one to that buoy, and you can do it with freehand if you like that, but sometimes it's better if you use a piece of paper. I'll show you what I'm doing. I can just let's put a bit of colour on this first. This is just a piece of paper I'm using here, by the way, folks. And what I'm hoping to do is, it's about the length of it there, isn't it? That one. So what I can do is put that from that boat there down to there like that. Now that is easier than trying to do it with your hands. So let's see if we can put the other one in as well. Be a bit short of that. Tear a bit of your paper off and try again. Shall we go with this? I'm trying to take it from that boat down to the thing and like that, see. But you got it both. There's no good missing one. I mean that one there, that's going to be tied up to there like that, up to that point there. And it's hitting this one here, and that one's hitting that. If you got, you haven't got it right to it, it doesn't matter. People will say, oh yes, they tie up those boats, and that's what you want. Right, now then, I said I promised you some figures, didn't I? Because they're waiting to get on the sailboat. Let's do some figures, shall we? Fred, he'd love to go to see the seals, so we'll put Fred on. Now one thing you've got to remember on this is that there's 36 people got to get in that little boat, so don't do them too big. I said, imagine them sat in there, that'll be alright in that one, but they've got to be 36 in this, so they've got to stand by this pole. They bought the tickets and they're waiting. So they'll not be as tall as that, they'll be about up to there. Let's put them in here. Yeah, this is Fred waiting here. Stood here. In fact, I'll put them in, they've got their youngest with them. He's matching jumper with his dad. Put that in. Right, let's put Fred some trousers on. This is Fred, he's drafty out of the point, so he's going to be standing there. His lad's got his matching trousers on. Dark haired like his dad. In fact, it'd be nice if he was holding his hand, wouldn't it? Like that. And then there's, I'll put that down a bit more so it's... Then we'll put Mabel in. Mabel, she's a lovely girl as well. Mabel loves a trip like this. In fact, she can stand here. She's not as tall as Fred, but she's lovely. There she is. In fact, she's got all of his hand as well, like that. They're very protective of him. She's got some jeans on like Fred. And she's got red hair, this woman. Or Mabel, so I call her Mabel. Lovely girl with red hair. In fact, she's leaning forward, just making sure that the youngster's okay. That's them. That's only 3 of them. Now there's going to be more than that in the queue, isn't there? So let's build up the queue. Now the bloke here, he stood here like this. He like Fred. Bring some blue trousers on. He's holding onto this pole here. That's 4 of them. Let's put another one in, shall we? He's got some down to here, take him down to the ground. The shadow's round there, isn't it? They're from the right, so he's going to be dark on this side. Just there. That's too dark for Mabel, that. We'll put somebody with this. We'll put her. Let's see what kind of top can she have on. She can have a blue top on. There's going to be a courting couple if you like it. I'll put her just here. That's it. She's smaller than him. Got all of his hand, like they do. Obviously not married. Right. So I'll put her some trousers. I'll put her some red trousers on. That'd be nice for her, wouldn't it? She's a bit trendy. There she is. Stood there waiting for the boat. She's a dark-haired girl. She's leaning towards him, like they do when they court him. That's lovely. There's 5 there. I think 5's enough, isn't it? I mean, you can get carried away. I don't want to do too many. Put a bit of this green here. Bit of shadow under here. Down here, so that. Because that's the light's from the right, isn't it? So you're going to get reflected longer shadows from there, coming from that side, see. That's in full sun, so you're not getting much. You might get a touch under there. touch, but not a lot. Now I'm looking for things to do. I'll just check the sky, make sure I don't need a seagull or something like that. Oh, there's one up there. There could be one there. One there, yeah, that's it. Let's put a bird in there. I'll put one in here perhaps. See if I can get one in there. Let's have a look. More in the distance, that one. That I'm fiddling now, so that should stop. Bit more strength on them shadows there. And if we're nitpicking, I suppose what we could have is also the shadow from these as it comes down here like that. Right, I'm going to stop now because I'm looking for things to do. I don't do that. Well, that is Morston Quay, folks, and I hope you enjoyed that. It's a lovely spot, and if you get a chance to come and see it, do come and see it. But until next time, it's goodbye. So goodbye, folks.